Good evening, and welcome to the Gary Brodsky Show. I'm already set up smoking. I'm one step ahead of you. And, well, let us begin. I know it's kind of weird without the music, but you want these on YouTube? No music. And tonight's topic is basically, seriously, guys do not know how to stand up for themselves, lost ambition, lost drive, lost self-worth. You name it, they lost it. And the losses are just going to keep on coming the way things keep on going. Fact. Today, 75% of all of the universities, all women. 75% of all of the best paying jobs, women. Why? Simple. Men have lost their drive. They don't know how to stand up for themselves. They're told they can't defend themselves, either verbally, physically, even emotionally. Men are not the initiators of divorce anymore. The days of Clark Gable saying, frankly, Scarlett, my dear, I don't give a damn, and walking out the door, that's not going to happen. It's always the woman divorcing the guy, and it's all coming from the propaganda in movies, films, you name it. And guys have become the laughing stock of, I guess, the universe. They're not the same. There's no ambition, no drive. Yes, a few people here and there you find have it. But not even the guts to walk over and say hello to a girl? Now, that's a pretty damn sad thing. That's why I've extended the sale out for another couple of days. And then it's going to be the real prices again, and I don't want to hear anybody complaining. Okay, got that taken care of. But it's true, and especially, fathers don't teach their kids how to stand up. What do they teach their kids? Political correctness. The great curse to hit this world is to teach kids. Cooperate. Go along. Everybody's your boss. Everybody's right. And talk to the authorities. Authorities. There's an authority for everything these days. And you know what I'm talking about. According to the authorities right here, I shouldn't even be smoking. Let's see what it says here. Don't smoke. Okay. They made it simple. But it has gotten so out of hand that a lot of women talk to me about guys, and their big complaint about guys is they don't act like guys. And that you can straighten out. And if you need help, that's what GaryBrodsky.com is all about. And if you sign up at GaryBrodsky.com, you get a free audio. If you're already signed up, you're pretty well screwed. You're going to have to buy something. But that's okay because it's all on sale right now. Guys used to fight to be guys, competition, things like that. Now, it is so dead out there that in order for me to have an intelligent conversation, I got to call other countries. It's that bad. Taking a look at my blood gold here, because it works. And it works so well that, yeah, orders are a little backed up. So anybody with order questions, please hold those back. And I'm really happy, actually, about that things are working well. And especially the bodybuilding supplements. The guys who actually use them don't buy them, just not use them, which is, the trend today is, well, I own workout equipment, I own exercise equipment, I don't feel like exercising, but I own the stuff. That doesn't work, okay? I tried that once. It didn't work. But when I see guys in the gym or at any place now, I say, hey, I have a big test. Check out the ass of that girl. And the guy goes, oh my God, no, that would be disrespectful. Then there is a problem. And when women do this, and let's say women are not completely innocent in this, okay? The guy gave her a compliment. What'd she say? I'm going to report him. For what? Giving you a compliment? That is correct. That is wrong. No, that is not wrong. I don't care. If a million people say something that is wrong, it doesn't make it wrong. So, wake up. Look at the world and realize with the dumbed down people, with the political correctness, with everything else, there is still a drive in people you can get through. And that's what GaryBrodsky.com is all about. You can get them by how you speak, it's on there. What to say, it's on there. What to do, it's on there. Smells that they can't resist, it's all on there. So, they have some questions. All right, Chris, how are you? Good evening. Thank you for being here. It's kind of hard to get the show started because they didn't update the timing thing. So people got strange times when this is going to start. Because the clocks went back. Oh, it's starting to pop in now. Yeah, see? PC bullshit and boys not defending themselves. Hey guys, I still remember, and I take for granted, when I grew up, my father taught me how to box, and when I came home after talking about being bullied, sure enough, I kicked some asses, and bullies never bothered me again. Dude, I feel bad for boys who don't even have fathers, let alone have fathers who are total fucking pussies. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. And I see them, you know, I have kids myself. I'm not going to make jokes about them. But I go out and fathers saying, why do you teach your kids, you know, how to fight? And so I'm teaching them self-respect and they're worth something, especially to fight for themselves. And fathers like, no, that's wrong. You have to teach them to go to the authorities. Who are the authorities? You know, old joke. You ask anybody, you a cop? They go, no. But actually, the answer is yes, because cop actually is, in America, citizen on patrol. Police officers were just paid to be a citizen on patrol for shifts. But now nobody stands up for themselves in the smallest of circumstances. Every guy today, not when I say every, I don't mean, yeah, you watching you. This guy, I mean, somebody says, you know, this and that, and this is wrong with you, because people won't tell you what's wrong with you. That's universal now. And, you know, big deal, I say it. The worst part is people agree with them. Well, you should do this, you should do that. And that's what men have become. It's in their voice, it's in their mannerisms. It's just the way guys think now, and the way the whole world thinks. For example, people ask me for advice on job interviews. Like, how is the best way to approach a job interview? I'll give you the answer right here. Don't go there with the hope that somebody's going to give you a job. Go there and say, you know, if the job is for me, I'm not going to take it. Because that used to be the attitude. Men used to have this attitude like, well, if this guy's going to give me some shit offer, fuck him. When they don't have that anymore, it's like, oh, I just need the job, please. You know, and we become more and more enslaved by our thoughts and the way we act. And our programming, the social programming, is way out of control. Lonnie, yes, it does. And this has been proven. This smell has, okay, I'm not talking about odor, I'm talking about smell here, for those of you who have a sense of humor here. Smell has a tremendous effect, an unbelievable effect, especially in the memory. And this has probably happened to everybody. You're somewhere, something smells familiar, and boom, it'll take you right back to that time and place. I have to answer the question about all those MK products. What they do is they hit areas and receptors in the brain that turn on all the other receptors, so people cannot really resist. Because it's taking them in the natural direction they want to go anyway. There is a natural desire in women to mate, a natural desire for men to do business, a natural desire for people to please, and this just amps it up. And to date, nobody has had any failures with this. That is why orders are slightly backed up, and I am glad because the stuff is doing so well. And it's not new customers. It's guys who buy it once. This stuff is great, and always with the same speech. But in case I die, they want to make sure they have enough. And that's just, if people want to know my plan, if I die, how they're going to get the stuff. So obviously it's doing quite well. Thank you. And look at this. Again, the same ad. Every night. Free shipping. No product, no nothing. Just free shipping. No, I don't know. I don't even want to click on that one. But anyway, what men, we all know it's just becoming almost, well, it has become. We have to apologize for being a man. And when I say they're taking our balls away, I mean that literally. So many states now, you can't play football, baseball, basketball without adult supervision. Catch is now considered a danger. And that's not because people really consider it a danger. They're not people sitting in government going, wow, catch is really a danger. We got to stop because people get hurt. No, it's a way of disempowering you. And if you go along with it, guess what? You'll be disempowered. And yes, soda is bad for you too. I'm still alive. I know, sometimes they go, hey, you call that living. Jokes. Here's an experiment you can all do, and it's a fun one too. Go to a diner, any diner. Just stop one night, usually about to 11 o'clock when the teenagers are in there. Go in there and see if you hear laughing anymore. See if you see guys sitting with girls anymore. See if you see flirting anymore. You don't. It's because we have been dumbed down, castrated, and fucked over. And it is so easy to get out of. Just don't cooperate. And that's it. Because you're cooperating with fictitious brainwashing, which has you believe that complimenting a woman is wrong. And I'll put a few articles in the newspaper where somebody got in trouble for it. Big deal. That doesn't mean it's you. And a guy who does not take risks is going to feel a lot more pain than a guy who is called or written up for sexual harassment. I know people have been written up for giving a compliment. And you know why? Because you're not doing alpha enough. That's why. You're alpha enough in just your stance, your posture, your attitude. You don't have to ever sexually harass a woman. They will come running to you. And questions for those, I forgot. A lot of people, say, I don't know how to give you questions. Gary Brodsky, 123 at AOL.com. It bounces off some satellite somewhere. Comes right in. It's still updating. It's having problems with the time adjustment. This phone is having problems I got to worry about, right? Yeah, so anyway, it's just where it's heading, and it's not heading in a very good direction because it's getting stronger every day. You see guys even physically are taking on the characteristics of women. Why? So many reasons. Xenoestrogens in the water, fluoride in the water, it's in the food, it's in the plastics. You can't get away from it. How do you fight through this? How do you get rid of this chemical attack? By forcing yourself to man up. Yeah, that does it. It's like you got to re-exercise right now. You got to re-push yourself. You got to get your drive going. You got to get your life moving again. And it is not easy because I speak to a lot of people. They're always having the same problem. The girl thinks they're an idiot or whatever. Why? Because they act weak. And if you know anything about predators, and every one of us is a predator to some degree, and I'll use the explanation I used once, people, you're exactly right. Somebody drops something, they bend over. What's your first instinct? Kick them in the ass, right? That's just human nature. Animals have it too, they just have it on a greater degree. What do they look for? Even the great white shark, fish in distress, seal in distress. And guys act distressed right now, and they become prey, not the predator. And men are supposed to be the one who goes after women. And there's a lot of stuff out there with guys, the shy guy's guide to meeting women. I got that. I got a copy on my shelf. I listened to it. I don't feel like getting sued, but yeah, stay at home, do nothing, and act disinterested. That'll help you. Yeah, that works too in the financial world too. You want to make money? Act disinterested, stay home, do nothing. Guaranteed to make money. Just crazy. Athletes. Title of the email. Hi, Gary. It's bad enough that even professional athletes are pretty big fucking whiners. They lose, they start shedding tears like it's a fucking soap opera. I heard about that. I don't watch sports, so I have heard about that. The mentality used to be, we'll do better next year. Now we've got some droolers enabling behavior in their children, probably because they don't know any better. It's definitely because they don't know any better. And I'm not here to make fun of them, although I can't help myself. But I have seen guys crying in the gym, because I go to the gym, and that's why I basically do my observation, because their team lost. Those guys are going home with millions of dollars, and you're crying. Brilliant. Yeah, it makes sense. It's just all social programming, and it doesn't stop. It's just really, if you think about the whole thing of getting a corporate job, okay, and there's nothing wrong with a corporate job yet. But now, today, they can bring you in as the senior vice president. But guess what you're going to have to do first? You're going to have to get training on how to talk to women, which is kind of interesting. So already they're starting out with the assumption that you're a fucking moron, do not know how to talk to women, and that without their special course by their trained sensitivity expert, you're going to just pull your pants down and start chasing women around the office. I mean, the whole idea that companies have sensitivity training is sick. It's all part of the agenda to socially program you and turn you into a dream on, I guess, or make you doubt yourself or whatever. I just dropped something really heavy on the floor. Who cares? At least the cap was on this time. But guys don't stand up for themselves. The old Brooklyn attitude still works. Everything just question it back. No matter what somebody said, just say back then. Yeah, I'm sitting there. Why? Turn it into a question. What am I, a fucking idiot? Watch how people do not know how to react to that. Because most people are used to people, and I'm talking about wimps, now think they have the power. You shouldn't be smoking. Really? Yeah, tell me more about that. Oh, they back down. And you know something? The way the social programming is, because I do that shit now all the time, that makes me want to light up right now. Like, you shouldn't be smoking. Really? Tell me what else I shouldn't be doing. The guy just disappears. And they feel, ooh, terrified. But it is better to do that. To go, yes, you're right, I shouldn't smoke. I'm putting it out right now. I'm trying to quit, which is the autonomic response for most people today. Look at the Stanford experiments and the Milgram 37. Most, 85% of people will do, women, what anybody asks them to do. That's a fact. And yet guys can't get dates. Why? Because guys are now doing what they're programmed to do. Look at women in the highest esteem who've earned nothing. It's like, well, what have you done in your life? Well, I tried this, I tried that. Well, now, today I'm not going to hit too much of this. I failed at this, I took a shot at that. What did a woman do? She was born pretty. And for that reason, she gets all the respect in the world. And that's where guys are losing out. Women are like, I am independent. And everyone who's ever said that, I track them. I track them. Oh, I track them good. I am an independent woman. They're so independent, they're living alone, miserable, no one wants to talk to them. Great job of independence. Independence means to be free and enjoy life. Years ago, there was something called, I'll get to the questions in a second, CODA. That was a big thing. CODA. I used to go to meetings of all types. Now I don't have meetings anymore. Codependence Anonymous. Yep, I showed up there. And if you depend on anybody else or anything, your life is shit. That was their basic summed up thing. That you should not depend on anybody else in your life. So I said to the asshole conducting this thing, I said, listen, aren't people supposed to depend on each other? No, only on yourself. I said, no, I'm not going to pay tonight. It's like, what? He said, then you're depending on me. I actually ruined the meeting. I had to walk out. I say that people were made to be with each other, embrace each other, help each other. Now listen to your bullshit. And I stood up to him, and he backed down. He's one of these, new ages, whatever you want to call them. You know the type. There's a word for it. I'm trying to think. Progressive, that's not the word because there's too many years back. I didn't have that word yet. You know what I'm talking about. That type. Well, we shouldn't, that speaks like this. I have words, but I can't say them now because I'll pull it down from YouTube. But I just stood up to him like, "You're talking bullshit here?" And I said, he backed down. When people saw him back down, guess what? I became a center of attraction, which was not my goal that night. But it just went to show that people just will state that they're an authority. And by stating it, think of what they say, and then think, does this make sense? In any real world, does this make sense? All right. Questions, Gary Brodsky 123 at AOL.com for the guy who asked me how to send questions. But he got that through. Okay, I'm not into technology either, so to me that's kind of funny. But going on and on. So many good programs right now at GaryBrodsky.com for sale. I'm keeping the sale on for a while because guys need this stuff now. It's not like a question of like, and look at the other guy's stuff. It's really comical. I should just play it one day. Just sit here and just play it. And I'll say I'm using copyrighted stuff again because there are people watching the show right now. Well, they'll see it later on YouTube and write in complaints that I'm using something copyrighted. Including, this is a new one, biblical phrases, which I got out of that one because the Bible says to go out and repeat this to everybody. But apparently, people just have lost sight. Life is not about getting somebody else in trouble, ratting on people, telling on people. Well, that's what they teach in school now. That's not life. That is bullshit serving the agenda of people you don't even know, will never meet, and couldn't care less. Actually, they could care less if you live or die. They don't want you to live. All right, let's get some questions in here. There's plenty of people out here to ask questions. Yes, I don't have any musical breaks, unfortunately, because even if I have music that's not copywritten, it's being held as they investigate for who the copyright holder is. And some of that music is my own, and I never registered it, didn't file the right paperwork, whatever, so it's going to stay in the abyss forever. Yes, the YouTube team. It's a team of what? I don't know. There's no phone number, nothing. But, yeah, if they hear blessed when you're persecuted, I am very blessed. Okay. As I take a brief break and have some soda without music. Wait, I found a song I can play. Check out all the sales at GaryBrodsky.com audios. It's amazing. Some of them are only $1, which cost me about 3 cents to send it to you. So it's worth it because I want to get this whole mess erased. Everybody knows my dream. I want to go through the park one day and just see couples laughing, holding hands, making out, just like it was in the 60s and 70s. Now, this is what you see in the park. And that's pretty scary. Okay. Well, let me get this thing. Hi, Gary. Hi, Quinn. I spent most of my day doing research, specifically on our founding fathers. I came upon this quote from Thomas Jefferson. The strongest reason for the people to retain their right to keep and bear arms is as a last resort to protect themselves against tyranny in government. Excellent quote. It's funny because in the Second Amendment, it does not say anything about duck hunting, sport shooting, target practice. It says the right of the people to keep and bear arms. Who are the people? No, those guys over there? No. But right now we have a society where protecting yourself is wrong. In England, you can't defend yourself no matter what. and it's going to come here. You know, there's something out there that people have always said, and it is absolutely not true. You've heard this. Most people get killed with their own guns. That's not true. It is actually one of the myths that have been perpetrated by media. Because when I was a kid, we used to have 22s. We used to go hunting. I had a 28 gauge shotgun. We used to just go out in the woods in Louisiana, blast anything that moved. Never really hit anything, but occasionally a couple of sparrows. Nobody got shot. Nobody got shot. And our father said, here, go out, shoot. You're 12 years old, you're old enough. Nobody got shot. Nobody even thought about shooting. When did the mass shooting start? Anybody know? I don't know the exact date, but I can tell you when. It started when Prozac and the antidepressants came in. So what is really the problem? It's somebody drugged up, and I got to tell you something. You know, why is this country so drugged up? Because it's a rape mentality. Those in power wish to rape the crap out of everybody, and usually when they're going to rape somebody, they want them on drugs or on liquor and not thinking clearly. And that's why I stand against drugs. There's a lot of questions here. I will get to them in a second. But during this break, when I have some soda, check out the sales at GaryBrodsky.com. And the audios are going dirt cheap. And because my web guy is away until Tuesday, I'm pretty much stuck with the sale, which I was supposed to end tonight. So take a shot now, because he sent me an email, I have it right here, that Tuesday this is all going to be changed. It was supposed to be Sunday, but he's doing something. Doesn't tell me what. I don't care what. That's the other thing. People into everybody else's business but their own. That shit has got to stop. How does it stop? Don't let people get into your business. They ask invasive questions. There's a very good answer for that. Shut the fuck up. Okay? None of your fucking business and shut the fuck up. You speak like that, you'll get women. Okay? Simple. Women love that shit. When we were younger, we used to play this game. Some guy would park. It was one of my friends, you know, we all lived on the same block. Would park in front of my car, and I come out with a girl go, hey, move your fucking car. And the guy would move it. He was my friend. We used to do that with each other. And it would turn the girls on. Of course, when girls see fight in a guy, they like a guy. Explained it much more in detail at GaryBrodsky.com. I see anybody browsing around here? Ah, new guy, Matt. How you doing? Hi, Gary. Hey, Matt. How you doing? And good evening. Welcome. What do you think of subliminal messaging audio? I'm sure it's been used to program us time and time again, but I'm curious if it truly works on us to program ourselves. Best, Matt. Okay, subliminal messaging, that's 60s and 70s. That worked. They went way beyond that. I'm going to explain exactly how they do it. Okay, you can Google this, check it out, and you'll see. It's all out there. Flicker rate. Okay, it started with the Pokemon movie. Kids were having epileptic fits who were not epileptics. Why? Because of the flicker rate. So this is good. We can program people with this shit. All right, let's get busy. Then they use what is known as low frequency sound. And this is how the programming works. You're watching an old scene, see a nice love story or any inspirational movie. Any of the parts that would get you inspired or make you feel romantic or whatever, on the low frequency sound, and I know this to be a fact, and this is verifiable, they send out pain vibrations. You don't feel them, but next time you're in a situation where you want to get close to somebody, you want to talk to a girl, all of a sudden you have that pain reaction, you don't know where it's coming from, programming. And that comes through the television. Now it's safe to do it to the black and white movies, you can watch those, and that's how they program everything. during the most romantic scenes, you're getting your dose of pain. So when you get, that's why there's no romance anymore. Romance is pretty much down. I don't want to count it out yet. Because you hear people going, I want to hook up, I want to meet, I want to get laid, yeah, all that stuff. You don't have anybody going, I want somebody I could really love. Somebody who could love me back. That's gone. And that said, so thank you for the question. Because we are being programmed on a mass scale. And I say resist the corporate slave state that they are planning. Gia, how you doing? Yo, Gary, thanks for doing the show as always. I want some advice. I always, 99%, get the phone number and good introduction with a firm handshake or hold, but I have trouble following up. What is the best way to follow up when you don't have your own place? Now, what's funny about that question is married guys have figured this shit out years ago. Is, okay, first of all, never ever be ashamed of not having your own place. Because a married guy goes, I can't take home, I have to have my wife is there. I go, I understand. Just tell them, hey, I live with my parents, however, whatever your situation is, so we can't go back there. So we're going to go here. You pick the place. There's motels, usually about $40 for 4 hours. Because usually you want to be out in 3, so you get that extra hour for you. Just be upfront. Don't show any, don't try to, show that you're afraid or embarrassed of your life situation. Like, oh, I hate to say it, but I live with my parents. Hey, live with my parents, okay, I'm between some jobs right now. No big deal. I'm taking you to a motel. We're going to the beach. That usually works better in the summer. Hey, sorry. My bedroom is in the back of the car. As long as you say it with confidence, it will be interpreted as, wow, this guy's cool. Most of the guys, when I was young, we were all teenagers, we got laid, we didn't have our apartment. Didn't matter because we knew it. We just say, hey, I'm 15, I don't have my own apartment. Why don't we go? My first sexual experience was in a staircase. Doesn't matter. As long as you try to hide it and sound upset or embarrassed about it, she's going to read that you're not good. That's just how women read. It's weakness. Yep, I live with my parents. So we're going to have to go to your place, so we're going to have to get a hotel, but we're going someplace. And that's it. Because all she wants to be is wanted. The location doesn't matter. And Bimmy actually got a girl to go behind a garbage dumpster once. I don't recommend that, but I'm just mentioning it. It's an old friend of mine, Bimmy. He's out there somewhere. One of my friends, he lives with his family. He brought the girl home, snuck her into his room at night. She started screaming. His parents came in and started yelling, and he started laughing. She walked out pissed off, and he couldn't stop laughing. Just, hey, just go with it. But as long as she feels wanted and needed. So I need to be with you tonight. I live with my parents, so we can't go there. Already, that's it. End the conversation. She's not going to go, oh, you still live with your parents? Because if she does that, she is not going to feel wanted or needed anymore. She's not going to do that. So hopefully I answered your question. Oh, I got to turn this off and turn it back on. At least now it's telling me what to do. It is. Wow. The man with no name, who shall remain nameless. Do any of your talismans need to be recharged annually? No. No. This needs to be recharged. These need to be relit. Those last forever. It's like the whole power of the pyramids. There's still magnetic fields in there they can't explain. So maybe in 5,000 to 12,000 years, yes, but I would not worry about that today. If you want to look for real knowledge, don't look at the New Age shit today. Look back in the past. Look how men acted in the past. Find me one new show where there's a male lead that gets shit done. They don't have that anymore. Why? The best tool for brainwashing in the world is television. Hey, David, how are you? Good evening. In your webinars and products, you often reveal hidden reality. Yes, I have to do that in the webinars. Why? Because if I do them on YouTube, and I have done a few of them, they get taken down. And I get a note from this. I still don't know how it's going to end. It starts at the top. The YouTube team. The YouTube team has deemed this unsuitable. It has been removed. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of the occult stuff, one of them got taken down because the stuff worked. That was one of the best testimonies I ever got. We've had some complaints that people have been using your rituals and stuff like that and have been getting results, and for that reason alone, we have taken it down. Well, that's my best testimonial. You know, before I was doing this stuff, I was writing occult books under many names we talk about in the webinars. Names, you say, wow, you wrote that? Yeah, I did. You can check it out. But if you don't know the name, I'm not going to say it here. So, hey, GR is back again. Correction, I didn't watch her over to my parents' place, to my parents, but maybe I just can't read it. Correction, I didn't march her over to my parents, but to my parents' place. Nothing wrong with that. But I like to use the word march. See, you got the power right in there. You marched her over. Not like I told her that, you know, because guys, I begged her to come. Oh, you marched her. See, those are powerful words. That shows you think powerfully, whether you know it or not. Just a fact. Excellent advice, Gary. Recently, I just dated a very shy girl. She didn't want to come over to my place, so I met her at a coffee shop and then marched her over to my parents, introduced her to my parents, and banged her. This is hard to do when the girls live very far away, though. She asked me, where are we going? And I said, my place. She said, okay. Hey, worked out. Thank you. See, it doesn't really matter where you live, what kind of car you drive, how much money you make. It matters how much of a man you are and how much you can make them feel wanted. And apparently, GI, you did a great job. And thank you for bringing this to everybody else's attention. Because they need to know this. You marched her right there and without any embarrassment. And everything works out. But as soon as you show that sign of weakness, that's when they will attack. And that is very true if you've ever studied Wing Chun, which I do. I have Sifu Chow. You can Google his videos. He likes to hit people. I know they hurt. And what does he do? He'll wait you out. It's something called Chi Sao, rolling your hands. As soon as you make one mistake or show one sign of weakness, he's not going to hold back. And I believe me, I have pain right now from 2 weeks ago when he showed me how he attacks weakness. And what does Wing Chun come from? All the martial arts come from the animals. The crane, the dragon, the tiger, all sensing for weakness and attacking weakness. Life is the same way, but if you want to see demonstrated by a martial artist on video programs at GaryBrodsky.com, Sifu Chow explains this, and I don't think anybody else is or has ever explained it. Like, he's a world-class martial artist. It's all about male and female energy. Thanks, Gary. I'm well. That's interesting. I'll look up the flicker rate and low frequency stuff soon. I've been watching some of your stuff on YouTube lately, and I'm glad I found the Upstream, probably the Ustream channel. Very interesting. I'm looking forward to trying it out. Matt. All right, Matt, thank you so much. And also, I put these up on YouTube. So, because most people can't find Ustream, or there's so many commercials on that, which actually is good. You know, it shows that a lot of people are watching it, but it does just cut me right off, and that's probably happening right now. I keep trying to adjust the chair to be in the center. And, when you have the camera and stuff like that, I think you're supposed to go this way, but it goes that way. Little. So anyway, back to really manning up. Best way to start. Rob De Niro face. So listen to you. Look at me. It's amazing. I mean, right now you could start a mafia in your own town with a hair salon. I mean, it's that's how easily guys and women are enchanted by it, but guys are intimidated by anybody who'll stand up. And I prove this all the time, just, because I know the script. Okay, I'm tired of the same old script. Actually, I have to say that for a friend of mine. But I had a rough week. But, people say to me, why are you using heavy weights? Is that really your problem? Is that your concern? Oh, no. Once you feel that power, don't abuse it. But no, nobody is going to step over your boundaries that you set for yourself. Because once you have to explain yourself, you are losing. I just explained that. Never mind. Okay. Check the email and get the quotes in a minute. All right. I think I found a song that I could play during a soda break. I'm not sure. So if you don't see this, okay. Check out GaryBrodsky.com, ColdForce.com, BrainTrainPower.com. That stuff works. Okay, soda break time.
Понад пропастью, по самому по краю. Я коней своих нагайкаю, стигаю, погоняю. Что-то воздуху мне мало. Ветер пью, туман глотаю. Чую с гибельным восторгом. Пропадаю.
All right, I'm back. What a break. Wow, and the questions just keep on coming. I'm redoing the egg ritual, which is explained in detail, and it does work on the 3D set of Occult, which is now being sold for like pennies at GaryBrodsky.com. And I would say hit different crossroads. Apparently, you may have hit the wrong NGO one or whatever, but that had worked for me, and it's worked for a lot of other people. I know this guy David, who calls a few shows for me, made a fortune just doing that, and he could not believe that worked. So if you want to know how to do it, either get the get the 3 hours worth of every ritual you can do. The problem is, and I put this on all the mailing pieces on the rituals, is you actually have to do them, or they won't work. Reading about them, thinking about them, doesn't work. Doing them works. James, good evening. Hi, Gary. I listened to your new audio, Male Superiority. It was excellent. I love women, and they are beautiful, but they are created for men. The idea used to be commonly understood. It goes back to the very beginning. Eve was created for Adam. Absolutely true. Thanks for the great program. I recommend it to all the men listening tonight. Male Superiority. And I'll tell you something. Women would not have it any other way. They would not have it any other way. That doesn't mean if a woman has more money than you that she's superior. No. Women always want men, and just go to a dating site and look. Everyone is pleading, please, find me a guy who's going to take the lead in a relationship. It's not about money, and I got to keep saying that. Because when I was a teenager, nobody had money, but we had balls, and balls worked. It's like, oh, I really find you attractive. By the way, may I see your portfolio? Never happens. I know gardeners banging really rich women because they have balls. And hey, they know how to mow the lawn, okay? I throw it in there. Okay, here's a good question. What is the best thing to do right after introducing yourself to a woman? What do you usually do? There is only one thing to do. Introduce yourself, get a laugh. Laughter is the sign of go ahead. Napoleon Bonaparte said this. Not me, I just repeat it. A woman laughing is a woman conquered. Get her phone number and get out. And all the details on that, make attraction and break attraction, for sale now at GaryBrodsky.com, because saying goodbye is actually more important than saying hello. And guys mostly lose women by overstaying their welcome. I spent a long time. This guy said to me, wow, I was out with this girl last night, ordered a case of blue balls. And guys just don't have the testosterone. We'll talk about that in a second. Sorry, too many questions. Good night. Only kidding. I'll be here forever. Oh, I see Scott Adams they mentioned. A cartoonist, Scott Adams, has said, and I quote, "It's not funny if I have to explain it to you," which goes hand in hand with as soon as you have to explain yourself, you're dead in the water. Absolutely true. And I love Scott Adams' work. Gary, awesome show tonight. Great. God bless you. And God bless all of you, too. I don't know if that's legal to say anymore, but yeah. God bless all of you, too. People have been fired from their jobs by saying, have a blessed day. Have things really gotten that bad? Yes, they have. And the gentleman who sent in the question before about Adam and Eve, I actually believe in creation. People think I'm crazy. Just like Mount Rushmore, right? What happened? Natural, right? The wind just happened to etch out those characters. No. It's funny because if anybody remembers a movie called Inherit the Wind, which is about a guy who was arrested for teaching evolution instead of creation. And that was William Jennings Bryant, who they sort of demonized in that movie. I think he was a great man. Now people are arrested for teaching creation instead of evolution. Things have gone back. Not in a good way. Wow, a lot of questions here. Gary, prayer works. We all have a connection to the Creator. Oh, you're in big trouble for this. But it's absolutely true. Prayer does work. Hester proven it worked. And they said, hey, we got to get rid of this. This stuff works. You'll have a connection to the Creator. People must try it with faith and gratitude. Absolutely. For those of you who believe in God, I'll tell you something that's a fact. If you don't appreciate what you have, God will not give you any more. That's the way it works. You can't challenge it. It's all about God. Those are the rules. God is not politically correct today. There's a book out called The God Delusion. It's a bestseller. That really bothers me. That the universe just created itself by, it was an accident. It happened one day, That's what I used to say, my father identified the car, it's an accident. I don't know what happened. I was parked. Yeah, the universe happened. It was an accident. I don't know what happened. Just, came into existence. Life just started by itself. It's normal. People came from apes. No. In fact, here's a bit about evolution, I'll tell you. People and apes are so different. They may look the same. I know one guy, a dead ringer. I won't argue evolution with him because he could probably convince me the way he looks, but we're not going to talk about him tonight. Here's the difference between human and apes. First of all, a 20-pound chimpanzee, this has actually been tested, versus Mike Tyson in his prime. Fight to the death. In about a minute and a half, the chimpanzee is walking out. They have that much more strength. And if you ever saw a gorilla eat, they can hang by one arm, put their food on their legs, and eat like this. Try hanging by one arm. You won't be able to take it. Second of all, chimpanzees, apes, monkeys, that whole genre can swallow and breathe at the same time. People can't. Their rib cages are inverted. People's aren't. Their legs are made not to lock out. People's are. There are so many differences. They have no sound modulations, which is why they will never ever be able to be trained to speak. I know, what about Dr. Zero and Cornelius? Okay, that was a movie. And Planet of the Apes, actually, the original book from Pierre Boulet, explains Planet of the Apes, and that's why they're not real apes. It's that the genetic stuff that they're doing now, and let's just look up on spider goats, where genetically engineering people and animals together created this other race, which that can actually happen. And he worked with Rod Serling to put that together. I do a lot of research. I know I don't look it, but most of my life is spent doing research. The rest is... You don't even see guys do that anymore. Hey, how did the date go last night? Hey, it went pretty, because every guy has a different style. The only time that I see somebody standing up for themselves, and usually for no reason, because, I get cut off sometimes when I'm driving. I feel the guy didn't see me, okay. I'll never make a big deal out of it. Only time to get angry is to back the other person up, because anger is a bluff. And I have a webinar coming up, probably Tuesday, I don't know if anyone's going to be there, on how to use anger and tough speech to get what you want. I'm not going to say it here because it will be pulled down. But anger is really a bluff, and it's also an anesthetic. Because the true martial artists, and I fought a few of them, and I hold my teeth replaced, so I'm okay with that now. They love an angry guy. Muhammad Ali loved an angry guy. Because when you get angry, you fight badly. Your muscles tense up, but you think you're doing a great job. Now, if you're up against an experienced fighter, he's going to hit you. But anger causes anesthesia. You don't feel pain until the next morning because you have the adrenaline pumping, which causes the endorphins, the whole system. I'm not exactly sure how it works. But every creature on Earth has a display of anger if you invade their space. One of the gentlest snakes on the planet, believe it or not, is a rattlesnake. They don't want to bite, which is why they set off their rattle. Come into territory, they will strike. But a rattlesnake will not actually move to strike. Mambas, cobras will. A rattlesnake, I'm right here. Okay, if you're within my striking range, you're going to get hit. First the anger, that hopefully will back you down. And if you're stupid enough to come to my space, I'm just going to relax and just boom. A friend of mine was bitten by a rattlesnake. He went on vacation. This is this kind of guy who, if you had to pick the one guy, if you knew this guy, who's going to be bitten by a rattlesnake, it would be him. He has hands all scarred up his arm and everything. And he said it didn't count because it didn't rattle first. He had to get the one. But he's the type. Sometimes we attract what we think. Okay, as I said, orders are backed up, and that's a good thing because the stuff is working, and it's always the guys who buy stuff that want more of it because it works so well, and there's nowhere else to get it. So check out all the MK products on Seductions. GaryRath.com is a drop-down menu. Seduction something. No, there's supplements which I want to talk about now. Every supplement I have, and also everything just got massive last week, which is good for me. And it's good for you too, because we're going to be restocking as of Tuesday and Wednesday. The real bodybuilding stuff, and I'm proof. I have a jacket on tonight. But the real bodybuilding stuff, the stuff that works, which is I have a great ad campaign, because I have tried everybody else's stuff. It's all over here, and it doesn't work. That stuff works. Now, the funny thing, the only complaint they get about that is people have to buy new clothes because their chests get too big very fast. Yep, you're looking at 52 inches right here. Solid muscle, okay? I only take my own supplements. And they make you have a little bit more testosterone, a little more drive, a little more insanity. And insanity is good. Look at the world today. Hey, you want to win it? You got to be crazy. That was crazy. Hey, Judan. Mr. Jones, thank you. Very funny. You got me with that, all right? I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Oh, this is good. I'm going to have to take a quick break and get to my cigarettes over there because I have to read this. This is really important, critical stuff GL just sent in. So this is my last one from that pack, so I don't want to get distracted. So I shall be back. Miss me? Okay. Now shade this thing with. Okay, you're getting the treatment because it's that good. Everybody, get out your laughy stuff. Wow. Reading has never been this good. Gary, there is proof that human DNA was spliced, altered, and synthesized 400,000 years ago, which is why mitochondrial, which is from the mother, for those who don't know, data does not date further than one female 400,000 years ago. That is absolutely true. We were created as a slave race. I have all the proof. I can't do it tonight, it's all the proof. But it is absolutely true. And that's why, you know, when I read the Bible, it says 7 days. Well, there were 7 periods in the earth, the Jurassic period being one of them. But it says in the Bible, and that's where I found the information out, it never says this, and I hope there's some Bible people out there tonight, that God created man in his own image. It sounds good. It says, and the gods created man in their own likeness and placed him in the Garden of Eden. Not God, the gods. Who were the gods? Check out the Anunnaki. I have all the information. Yes, the human being was created as a slave race, and everything that we do is basically get to one thing: getting gold. Now, think about this for a second. Gold never lost its value. We all know that. Since the days of Rome, we'll just use that as a starting point. It actually goes further back than that. Gold is worth the same. So is silver. Now think about this. The price of gasoline was always a dime. And if you have a piece of silver today, a dime, an old silver dime, the value of that is the value of gasoline. Why does the value of gold always stay the same? Never really varies, never fluctuates. Yeah, up and down on the exchanges, but in reality it doesn't. Why? Because no matter how much mining there is, and now we have all this modern equipment to mine gold, to refine gold, yet the gold supply, the amount of gold in the world, is the same today that it was 3,000 years ago. Well, I'll be having a special webinar on that, on aliens, because this is all alien technology. So is the computer, by the way. So I'm really glad you brought that up, and I want to thank you for that. And people always go, why do you always talk about stuff that's not picking up girls? Because a man has to be more than just picking up girls. Has to have spiritual, has to have knowledge, has to have the drive, has to have the goal that brought us from the early days to now. We may be an engineered race, but we are still connected to the Creator, as is everything. Hi, Gary. I want to ask you, who was the one that gave cannabis a bad reputation to get it banned? Actually, it wasn't cannabis. It was the hemp plant. I forgot. One of the industrialists that owned nylon. For Alex Jones, resistance to tyranny is obedience to God. Thank you. And that is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. And that's, if you read the Bible and read the creation, yes, it does say that, yes, the sons of God found the daughters of man fair and did have children with them, which is the whole thing about the fallen angels and all that other stuff. But people don't read. And that's why all my books are on sale for $7 every book. 3,000 something pages. I had to sit there and type and think up the stuff, do the research. So you get a deal there. Because one thing is true. People don't read. And by virtue of that, we are losing civilization. And it doesn't really matter how we were created. The fact that we exist is the important thing at this moment. But the details will be on a special webinar, and I hope you'll be there. Because they go, let us make man in our own likeness. Who is us? Why is there a reptile involved in every creation? Even the Zulus, the Hitari, the reptile people. Sioux in French means snake. Shoshone, American Indians, means snake people. The dragon is in every culture. Isn't that kind of weird? Cultures that never knew each other, no internet, nothing, all have the dragon. Well, that's explained too. Why is there a dragon in every culture? That's the reptile that they talk about. And does it exist? Oh, David Icke? It does. I know you have a lot to say about it, and this stuff is, but the reality is I did research too, and you convinced me, and I want to thank you for, I knew where to look. It's scary when you find out the answers. Yeah, 5-HTP is excellent for the brain. 5-HTP is actually very good for people. But people don't want what's good for them. They want drugs. They want fluoride. So, Gary, are we made in the image of God or not? It doesn't matter. If we have access to God, what's the difference? You're not made in the image of a telephone, yet you have access to a phone. You're not made in the image of the trees, but you have access to enjoy them. So it doesn't matter. So I believe that whatever they have done to us, we are still made in the image of the Creator of the universe because of our logic facilities. Absolutely true. In fact, there's been so much done to try to take God out of our lives. So obviously, we have a tremendous connection to God. And there's so many stories on miracles. They're usually up on YouTube for about 3 seconds and they can pull down. But they're happening every day. And yes, we do have a connection, absolutely. Because there's the human part, which is the animal part, and the being part, which is the one that's connected to God. So there were a few alterations done. But the fact is, in spite of alterations, we still have access. I'm going to drink some soda now. GaryBrodsky.com. While I drink some soda, go there. Oh, I'm grateful, eh? Okay. It's funny. We mentioned God, people drop off. Because it's politically incorrect now to believe in any force greater than Do you think dragons existed? They still do. I'm not going to get into details. I don't want to sound too crazy on this show. But yes, they do. You know, why did the knights fight dragons? When they talk about the serpent in the Bible, are they really talking about some ribbon snake out in the field that's playing around, or some harmless garter snake, or some water moccasin? No. The serpent is the dragon, and there's tons of literature out on that has been suppressed, hidden, but I got it. I was lucky. I'm serious. I got very lucky with that. And yes, the dragons do exist, but if you're not part of New World Order, they don't want to deal with you, okay? They have their own agenda, and you don't really help them out. And be glad. Be glad. You know, every Asian country, the dragons. Every race, the dragons. Why? They all came up with this fictitious animal simultaneously? Hey, I got an idea. What? Hey, how's this look? Dragon, I like it. We'll put it into our culture. In fact, we'll put it back when people were created. Every culture, every religion, everywhere. And don't ask me about if I had anything to do with Scientology. I had no idea if they believe in dragon or not. Yep, again. The dragon, the engineering. It doesn't matter if you engineer. It's like, let's say, okay, you have some plastic surgery. God still exists. You know, it's funny because just, you know, talking about people here. The Neanderthal and the Cro-Magnon, their DNA, they could have never, this is a theory, that they interbred. They could never have. However, how people come about? Where is the missing link? He's doing cardio right now, I know. No, it's very interesting. I got to do this webinar because, I don't know, are people still interested in information? Obviously from the questions, I'm sorry, I jumped myself there. But this obedience to a fictitious, politically correct system has to end. It has to end now by you saying, no, this is bullshit. It's programming. I'm brainwashed. It's okay for a man to get mad. Anger is a male emotion. Women do it too, but it is a male emotion. Because anytime there's anger, thunder, the gods are mad. It was a male god. Always. That's the god of thunder existed in every religion. It had always had a male character. Now, I'm not saying it's a real god of thunder sitting around going, hey, what do you think? I should make some thunder tonight? Nah, tomorrow. No, but it just had a male characteristic to it. And this is stuck updating. Computers have a tendency to do that. Update. Always at the time you don't want. So, okay, I got a great idea. Sorry, we're doing updates. And I have to restart your computer 57 times and then call the guy to come over and work on your computer. Okay. Soda break time. A little more song. Hopefully this gets through. This is the song of the night, so enjoy it. Hit up GaryBrodsky.com right now. All right. Let's round it off and see if there's any new questions. Too many questions. Sorry, I have to leave. Just joking around again. Oh, I know a lot about this, David. Thank you. I read that witch doctors or voodoo priests used to make Real zombies, not the movie type, in Haiti and New Orleans. It was made illegal at some point. Have you ever seen it? Yes, I have. If you get the video thing, my aunt, who's a Cajun, she's jambalaya and gree, which is similar to voodoo. She had zombies, and she knew how to make them, and it's all on there actually. And yes, making of zombies. I don't know. I just think it's funny that somebody came up with the idea. Just see myself hanging out with like Bo Johnson. Hey Bo, yeah. Want to make a few zombies today? Let me check. Yeah, I'm not busy. But yeah, you can make zombies. In fact, there's two types of zombies. The one you actually make and the ones you see today. The ones that they make out in, and they've been making them for years, for generations. But now they're trying to do it on a mass scale. Different techniques, but it's going to wind up being a nation of zombies. And if you look through history enough, you'll find zombies in every race, in every culture, and now on every corner. Just look up the zombification of America. So the witch doctors and people like that, there aren't too many of them. So people want to make you into a mass of zombies walking around. It's going to be this. This is a sick thing. It's going to be Night of the Living Dead, but they're all vegetarians. I mean, it's going to not be a good movie, but it's going to be a horrible life. All right, I'm taking last cigarette, last round of questions. If that doesn't work right, it's worse than not getting it up, okay? Private question. Private question. Three private questions. I know I'm supposed to answer them on the show, so I'm not going to open them up. But if you don't want your name said, just say, just send it in again. Just say, just question, don't say my name. So the three privates, it's time to wake up. It's time to be men again, to read, to learn, to have ambition, to help people. That's what it's all really all about. To do whatever you can, to be, to fight, to scrape, to compete for what you want. To not back down. And I know you guys watching it are those kind of guys, but you have to teach other people. Otherwise, we're just going to have a few guys across the country, across the world, and that's not enough. We don't want a world of zombies. Don't know your name, but hey, Gary George here. Hope you had a great Halloween. Great show. Just status is good. They have to be made to work and tested. And I'll tell you how to test it. This is kind of private. Ask it to kill a tree you don't like, and watch what happens in a few days. It'll scare the crap out of you. It works that well. That's how you test it. So, okay, I'm going to finish the cigarette up, and then I'm going to take off. But if you want to build some serious muscle, GaryBrodsky.com supplements. They all work. Which one is better? They're all good. Mix them together, you got great. That's simple. Because what builds muscle? One thing, testosterone. Use it with attitude and use it with supplements. Because right now, the average 18-year-old has as much testosterone as a 75-year-old man. That's not good. David, you always got something funny to say. Maybe the question wasn't private. Maybe it's just the private in the military. I love this kind of humor. Apparently, Palehead writes your jokes. Okay. Is that a private question? About 2 weeks. Why? Because they're made to work. They're not on the shelf that we just take off and send. Okay? They have to be done on a certain day and a certain time because it's got to work. Otherwise, it's just mass market bullshit. I'm a little tired of that myself. I know I'm waiting for things, spiritual things that have to be done on a certain day when there's 2 moons in a month and stuff like that. And when they're done right, they work. When they're done wrong, they look great. They do absolutely nothing. Sort of like Congress. Okay, yes, thank you. Yeah, of course everybody comes in now and the show's about to end. Well, that's great. 3 women in 2 days. Before I listen to your audios, no women in no days. I'm not surprised. But quick, before the show ends, if you're getting any funny jokes about the guys who call themselves PUAs, send them in. Okay, this is definitely the last round for questions. They're all private now, which is kind of good. There will be no exit music tonight. I must apologize for that. Okay. Oh, okay. Good question here. What is it between the 1925 version and the edited 1928 version of The Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill? The 1928 version is larger in content and has more pages, but give me the answer, please, why the 1925 version is better, because you really want to know who can answer that, and I want to know. And I do know the answer. The original version was how to vibrate or change your vibration to get money. And they said, no, this works too well. Can't do it. Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, and all the industrials said, you put this out, we're going to kill you. He took them seriously, so I'll rewrite it. And I'll rewrite it in such a way that only really intelligent people will be able to figure it out. But I actually put it in an audio on how to do it. And I wish I remember the name of it. But how to use incantations. And that was left out. To get whatever you want. And that's your answer right there. It's all explained in an hour and a half, which is a lot quicker. Let me give you a quick answer now. And it's like $1.97. So for $1.97, you can have the answer. On that note, I'll take one more look, and then I'm headed somewhere. Can you really use no goon to knock out the competition for a job? Oh, you can knock out anything with no goon. What's really funny about it is people are like, this won't work. They go the next day, this worked. This shit scares me. I don't want to know you. It's that powerful. And it doesn't matter who uses it. It works. Okay, everybody. Thank you for, we got a good crowd tonight. Started out slow. Guess the date change or whatever. But this will be up on YouTube. And don't forget, go to GaryBrodsky.com. Sign up and get a free audio. Go to occultforce.com. Go to braintrainpower.com. And everybody have a great and wonderful night. And thank you again for watching. I will be back on the Wednesday call-in show when nobody calls in but everybody listens. And thank you. Good night.